Hello and welcome. It is Tina Marie, and I am so glad to be with you today. What we are going to be unpacking is my journey on the 75 Hard program. I've had a number of you reach out and say, can you please share? And on social media, I've been giving some insights for those that followed along the entire course of my 75 program. You saw my daily reports. And so today, what I'd love to do is to help you understand, why did I choose to do 75 hard? What happened there? Then what happened in the first 14 days? And then also some insights into how I track things, what I learned along the way. And hopefully at the end of this is all inspirational for you. So what is the 75 Hard program? If you have not yet heard of it, you're not alone. There's plenty of people that are still reaching out to me and going, what is 75 Hard? I have no clue. I was that same person. So back in July, there were many things over the last year that had culminated to an amazing amount of stuckness for me in my life, be it my physical health, my mental health, most definitely my mental health, and then also my financial health with my businesses. And so as a coach and someone who runs a coaching firm and is a strategist and a consultant and helps other business owners, it was a little embarrassing to be able to admit I felt inept. I felt like I'd reached a ceiling. There was things that did not feel like they were moving. And unusual things were happening, like clients were asking for refunds whenever I'd done a full amazing amount of work with them. So I'm like, WTF, what the hell's going on? My health and my vitality was really low. I, you know, I had done what I knew to do, but then I also knew that there was so much more and I had no energy. I had no energy. I live in a 3-story townhome. It's 42 steps up to the master bedroom. And I would literally stand at the base of the final stairway that would get up to my master bed at the end of a day and like not want to go upstairs. And so it's like, something has got to give. So I found myself, I went to a mastermind class, a mastermind gathering of some really great peers. And a part of me was embarrassed to go. I knew I wanted to get together with my mastermind. We had been wanting to get together. We hadn't seen each other since February of 2020 before they shut everything down because of the pandemic. And here we are going to be gathering in person again for the first time. And I wanted to see everybody. I wanted to gather what I knew would be the benefit of such a gathering. And yet I was embarrassed. Like my life was not an example of what I teach. My life was not an example of what I knew was possible for me. And I had hit my own impasse. I really had, and it was humbling and hard to tell anybody. So I don't know if you've ever been in this place where you don't want to be a burden to anybody. That was me. I don't want to be a burden. I'm not a complainer. I'm not the person who's going to say, hey, woe is me, life sucks. That is not me. I will be the person inside my head that'll do her damnedest to figure it out. I'll try every which way. And whenever I get to this level of impasse, I will reach out for help. However, I didn't have anybody in my circle that I trusted to really help me get out of my own stuckness. They were having their own levels of stuckness. I mean, each of us have our own business problems right now. Some of the businesses through the pandemic are completely thriving. Mine was more of a struggle. I mean, we're doing okay. We've beat numbers from last year, but operational expenses were bigger. I had to move out of a certain space and move into another space for whatever reason. Operational expenses were higher. And life was happening. So I didn't have or didn't believe I had somebody that I can truly reach out to and be humble. I call it open kimono, open up my kimono and tell people what's going on and see if they could help me have a sounding board, have a new perspective, right? So I get to Nashville, and the first night they were going to meet at a very, I guess it's a popular place there. It's a chicken place, and I don't remember the name of the chicken place. And so I get to this place, there's a line outside the door wrapped around the building. I find a few of my cohort there, and they are, in line waiting to eat at this restaurant. And I go in because I need to see what's this menu. I see people eating and it looks like fried stuff. And so I go in, I look at the menu and yeah, it's fried chicken and more fried stuff and not even a salad on the menu. I mean, the closest you could get to a salad on this menu is coleslaw. And I was like, okay, I'm really not going to get fulfilled here at this meal. I'm going to be waiting for an hour to get up there to order. I love my cohort, but I need to nourish my body. And I do that. I'm very mindful for the most part of what I want to put in my body. So I told some of my friends there, I can't eat what's here on the menu. And one of my friends, Jem, he says, me either. I'm doing the 75 hard program. And I look at him like he has two heads. I'm like, I don't know what the 75 what? And he said 75 hard. And then another one of my friends, Linda, says, yeah, haven't you heard of it? And I'm like, no. So some of us decide we're going to go out to dinner at a restaurant where you can sit down, choose some healthy food, relax. It won't be noisy, things of that nature. So we get there. And while I ordered and then I pull up on my phone, 75 hard, and I look for it. I find out about this guy named Andy Frisella, never heard of his name before. I'm like, cool. And I go to the page, andyfrisella.com. I go to that page, front page. I click on the hamburger menu and it says 75 hard there. So I click on the 75 hard on his hamburger menu off of his website. And that landing page spoke to my soul. So let me tell you what the front cover of the book says. If you've not heard of this or know anything about it, I'm going to help you. If you've already heard about it, but yet have not dove into the program, I want to help you. And even if you've done the program, I want to, share my experience. I'd love to have you share your experience. Go to our comments here on the podcast and let's connect. So 75 hard, it's a black and white cover, very clean, very direct. And it says a tactical guide to winning the war with yourself. I am going to repeat that. A tactical guide to winning the war with yourself. Where was I at that point in my life? I was at war with myself. I absolutely knew it. Inside, there was a version of me that was aching to come out and get tapped into, yet I had reached my own impasse. I'd reached my own ceiling. I'd reached my own level of stuckness. And even though I have great tools that I've developed, there was something more that was being called forth within me. Maybe you're there too. Maybe you've been there and you've wanted something new. So I'm like, okay, I ordered the book. If you're interested in 75 hard, if you have yet to understand it, know anything about it, haven't done it yet, curious about it, this is my advice. You must order the book. I know they're out of print right now. Find them on eBay. You can get them for, some people are looting the system. Like they're charging like $100, $200 for the book. But then you can find the people that are being honest and they're selling it for like 25 or 30. So get the book or get on the waiting list with Andy's site and they'll let you know whenever the book's going to be released again and in print again. I get the book and I dive into it. It's amazing. I want to read something from the book for you. There's tons of places I could turn to any page in this book and give you inspiration that's going to speak to your soul, right? But I wanted to turn to this one because there's some things out there where, in fact, one of my friends that night, I tell her, she joined us later for dinner and I told her that I'd found the 75 hard program and went to the site and do you know anything about it? And she's like, oh no, you don't want to do that. That's, especially because you're a woman, that's going to be so hard on your hormones. It's going to be so hard on your system. It's too rigorous. It's too much. And, I'm glad I did not listen to her because I learned something different. It is not too rigorous. It's exactly what I needed. It's taken me to the next level. It was an absolute prayer in my life. And I will recommend it to everybody to the end of my days. Okay. So I'm on chapter 15. And it says critical task number 3, work out twice a day for 45 minutes each. That's one of the bigger things that you're going to do on the program. And he says, I love this. Andy, you are a God. I swear to God, I love you. I want to give you a kiss. Okay. So he says, everybody who has devoted a significant amount of their lives exercising knows that what happens in the gym parallels what happens in the world outside of it. If you go into it with good intentions and a good plan and execute that plan daily, good things happen. If you work hard, you get results. If you don't, you don't. If you're careful and pay attention to the details, the gains will be significant and come quicker. If you're sloppy and careless, you're going to end up like 99% of the people who go to the gym and never look any different. If you concentrate and focus on yourself, you will get so much more out of yourself. If you spend time distracted and comparing yourself to others, you're going to waste your time. So he goes on, and basically, what I love about this is it's an absolute zero compromise program. Zero compromise. We need to have zero compromise with our, what Andy calls our bitch voice inside of our heads. Andy's beautiful in that he does that. There's a bitch voice and there's a boss voice. And then, what I work with my clients on here at Bonfire, it's the saboteur voice and the warrior voice. So very common, very, you've got to have these archetypes. You've got to have this good and evil type mechanism and tap into it and use it, because it is a motivation, inspiration, absolute godsend that we have this inside of our soul, because we know what's good. We know what's bad. We know what we're supposed to do. But this program, what I love about 75 Hard is it gives you the format and it challenges you to do these things every single day and do it as a religion, man. It becomes like your discipline. More than that, it's your inner challenge. And what will happen is your bitch voice will get so effing loud. I mean, that's what happened in the first 14 days. So I chose this for me, right? That's how I did it. I get the book, I read the book, and I plan. I'm a planner. I'm a project manager. I'm going to plan success, and I'm going to know exactly what success is going to look like. As soon as I give my word to something, I am in and I am winning. And so I knew to set myself up for absolute success, I'm going to go in and I'm going to give myself just a few days to get really good at this, understand what it's going to be. And then I commit and I signed a contract to myself. You are doing this. I also enrolled my beautiful wife, Jackie. And so Jackie, I didn't expect her to say yes. It's a damn hard program for people that think they say this. I love, I see on Facebook, sometimes people go, "Oh, this is so easy. I love this program. It's just so great. You have so much flexibility in the program." And I'm like, did you read the book? Did you read the book? Hello, flexibility. What are you talking about? There's no flexibility in this program. What, you get flexibility in choosing your workouts? Yeah. But one of those 45 minutes workouts every day is outside. I live in Houston. I started in July. Hello. Actually, I began my mentality in July and then I started in August. It's hot. It's hot, man. And then we had a hurricane come through. And so my outside workout was in hurricane force winds. I wasn't putting myself in danger. Some people are like, that's a little crazy. No, it's having the bitch voice inside my head. Shut up. That's what this program's about. So let me tell you the first things that happen on the 75 Hard program. So if you're not familiar with it, you'll understand what you're going to be committing to. The first thing is that you're going to be taking a progress pick every day. Sounds easy, right? Progress pick every day. Yeah. I almost freaking lost and slipped because I'd forgotten to take a progress pick. It's about 10 p.m. at night. I think I'm cool. I'm closing the app down and I'm like, where's the progress pick? Oh, damn it. I didn't take one. The reason why progress pick is on there is simply because of that. Sometimes the simplest things that we think are no-brainers will be the very thing that slips us up and has us fail, right? So the first thing is the progress pick. The second thing is 2 45-minute workouts every day. You heard me, every day. All capital letters, underlined, italics, every day. And one of those 45-minute workouts is outside. Not under an awning, not, no, outside in the elements, right? What I love about the 45-minute marker there, I love this. This is brilliant stuff. It's not 30 minutes because all of us could probably raise our hands. I could do 30 minutes. That'd be cool. Yeah, I can see 30 minutes in my day, twice a day. I can do that. No, it's 45 minutes. Why is it 45 minutes? Because it's not an hour. It's not an hour. It freaks your mind out. I know. I live there. I'm like, 45 minutes, Andy, why didn't you make it an hour? It's like, I don't know why, but it was like going to be easier to measure an hour workout or a 30-minute workout versus a 45-minute workout. It's brilliant. The use of 45 minutes is brilliant. I'll tell you that. It's brilliant. I love it. Then the next thing is no. I'm on phase 1. Sorry. I will tell you what the original 75 Hard is. It is diet. You choose your own diet. Could sound really great but you've got to keep your own word to yourself. It's called integrity. Now, if your diet is I'm going to eat Krispy Kremes every day, you might want to look inside and go, is that really hard? Are you really challenging yourself there? If you're going to say, yeah, I can have whatever I want to eat, that is not a diet. That is laziness, right? So what I did is I picked my diet and my yeses and my nos, my absolute no compromises, and I said, this is what I'm committing to. Now, for me, no whites, no bread. That's just the white bread, right? I'm said yes to sprouted grain bread that's alive, Ezekiel bread, Dave's Killer bread, and only one slice a day if I'm going to have bread at all. No rice, no white rice, brown rice at a minimum, less than half a cup a day. You've got to get specific. No sugar. Ha ha ha. That was a good one. I love it. No sugar, no refined sugars. And it is, I can have fruits, but that fruit sugar is only in that one fruit. So as an example, if I want something sweet and I want orange juice, I have to have it from one orange. I cannot go to the refrigerator and pour orange juice. That is way too many sugars, right? Another piece was understanding when I can eat and what macros. So I did this based on macros, protein, carbohydrates, and fats. And I tracked it in an app called Lose It. And the Lose It app is phenomenal. It keeps all my macros, all my calories, all my workouts, all my hydration, and notes on that day. I love it. So that was my diet. And it was very clean. And I tracked my macros, didn't have dairy. I gave myself the right to have 1 ounce of cheese a day. But as far as creamer in my coffee, no. And before that, I was creamer and sugar in my coffee. So I went black coffee and only half a cup a day. So you need to come to terms with yourself and ask yourself, what is hard? This isn't about the easy diet. It's what's going to stretch you. And it's not just about being mean to yourself. It's about what's going to grow you. Where do you know that you give yourself a little bit of leeway and you say, oh, that's not so bad. Or you give yourself the use of a diet so that you feel comfort food. Because whenever things get hard, do you reach to diet or to food to soothe your soul? You want to make this hard. You want to grow, be honest with yourself and pull those things out. Whatever those things are that, oh, I couldn't possibly live without that. That needs to come out of your diet, right? You get it? This is called 75 hard. It's not 75 easy. It's not 75 comfort. And the reason why you do this for yourself, the reason why I did it is because I was winning the tactical war with myself. That's the title, A Tactical Guide to Winning the War with Yourself, right? I was winning the war with myself because I knew I had hit an impasse. There was something in my way, and I knew exactly inside my soul. It was my own level of thinking, and I had an inner brat inside. I had an inner bitch inside, and I needed to conquer that voice and tell it who's in charge. The next thing, so we've talked about the progress pick, the 2 workouts, the diet. And this is the next one. I love it. A gallon of water a day, a gallon of water a day, not a gallon of things that you're going to mix with the water and make a smoothie a day. This is a gallon of water a day. So what that means is that you are now becoming a time management guru about how much water can you drink over the course of a day. So what I did on many days is I'm going to have at least 2 bottles, which is 16.9 ounces of water before I leave the house in the morning. That means before 8 a.m. I've already started this. And then throughout the day. So it became 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So I've got 7 check-ins of where I'm doing this water, and I set alarms for it. In fact, I'm going to drink some water right now because it's almost 4 o'clock where I'm recording this. And your body needs this much water. Sometimes we can argue, like, I just want to drink double my ounces of weight in water. Or it's half my body weight in ounces, right? Half my body weight in ounces. I've heard that from dietitians. I've got a nutrition degree. That's not enough. That's not enough, especially whenever it's hot outside, which it was in Houston. When you're under stress, I'm menopausal, so I have hot flashes, man. Respiration. Whenever I'm talking, I use a lot more fluids in my body because we're moving that energy through the body. Then the other thing is my body started dropping weight, but more than dropping weight, I didn't have any soreness. I was staying hydrated, didn't have any soreness. It was a brilliant thing. I'm working out twice a day hard. I'm not walking out. I'm not doing, yes, some of my workouts were stretches because my muscles needed them because I was kicking ass on the Peloton. I was kicking ass on my walk runs. I was kicking ass on my weight training. So yes, every now and then a full workout would be a full body stretch that was guided by my Peloton app, right? Every now and then I would incorporate yoga with my weight training because I needed to stay fluid and flexible and strong and toned, right? There was no workout that I did that did not take my breath away, did not push me to a limit, or did not have me realize that I'd given it all. If I had the thought that I was wimpy in any of my workouts, I went longer, harder, right? Why? I'm winning the war with myself. If my brain, damn bitch voice, would say, I don't think you drank a gallon, fine. I know I drank a gallon, but I'm going to add an entire new 16 ounces just to go over the top, right? Do you hear this? Now, the next thing is that I needed to read 10 pages of personal development books a day and finish the damn book. So, boy, does the bitch voice gets really sticky in this, right? Ways that, it was trying to argue with me. That's not a personal development book. You've read that before. Why are you reading that now? You already know this book. You've read this book 100 times. Stop arguing with me. Stop arguing with me, voice inside my head. And then I'd read it cover to cover, right? The next thing it was arguing with me about is that you didn't really pay attention to that page. Like I get to the end of a page and it's like, yeah, you read that. You skimmed it. You didn't really take that in. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Bitch voice inside my head. Tell you what, I'm going to reread this page. I'm going to straighten my spine. I'm going to take breath into my system. I am going to walk around and read it out loud. Go to the next level. Do not allow that voice to be that saboteur inside your head that's taking your power away and arguing with you on your accomplishments. We do this all day long. We argue our accomplishments and do not celebrate the movement that we have and the progress we truly have in our life. And we internalize that as not good enough, right? So this program, when you do it, you're going to crush that. Will it always be there? Yeah, but it does not have real estate in my brain anymore. And whenever it comes in, I can feel it and I know it. And I have a system now that I completely crush it. So the progress pick, I ended up taking 3 progress picks most days: front, side, and back. Front, side, and back. The 45-minute workouts, whenever the bitch voice would want to get in there and do anything, I'd go longer, harder, faster. Whenever the 10 pages weren't good enough, I'd read 20. Whenever the diet wasn't good enough, I used the Lose It app and tracked everything to the T. The gallon of water, whenever it would argue with me on that, I'd drink another bottle, go over the top. So these things you can do. There's no cheat meals. There's no compromise at all. And there's definitely no alcohol. I had a client who I challenged him. I said, listen, I can tell that your saboteur is in charge of your thinking. And I said, this is a book. I want you to get it and I want you to read it and then report back to me. He reported back to me and he said, yeah, I can see myself doing some of this. I could see, like I'm going to, but I'm not going to give up alcohol. I just had to laugh. I'm like, that's not doing the program. There is no moving the program around to fit you. I said, and I told him, I said, your bitch voice is really strong within you. That's interesting, isn't it? That's I left it at that because I said, you're not going to be doing the program, obviously. So now that I've the 75 days, was it hard? Yes. Was it worth it? 1,000,000%. Will I do it again? Absolutely. So I have one more thing. I have a Peloton bike and I have a Peloton tread. My favorite's the Peloton bike. So on that, whenever you're riding with your pack, you can have a personal record, a PR. And I had my own existing prior to this, starting the 75 hard program. I had my own PRs. I had a PR in a 30-minute ride and a 20-minute ride and a 15-minute ride and a 45-minute ride. I had my PRs. I had a PR in a 60-minute ride because I'd done them. So whatever your first is or your best, it's your PR. So on my 45-minute ride, which I would do my 45-minute workout with a Peloton 45-minute ride on the bike. And I got in the habit of crushing my PR every time I got on the damn bike. So I'm constantly improving my PR. And there was this one, many of the PRs were just extraordinary. I love it, like epic. There's this one PR that I was riding, and I competed with a dude that was riding on he was in my pack, and he and I were just swapping spots. And I'm like up out of the saddle going, and my resistance is up to 85. I'm like totally climbing a freaking mountain on this bike, right? Well, he's trying to high five me during this ride. And I'm like, I am not high fiving you. I am paying attention to this. I'm kicking your ass. And so I did. I beat him. And whenever I finished that pack ride, I was number 4 among 5 dudes at the top of the pack. There was plenty of others people below us, but I finished number 4 out of 5, and that dude was behind me, and he high fived me at the end. He even started following me because you follow badasses, right? Well, what I found out, because I'm 52, what I found out was above me. In fact, he was in his 30s, kicked his ass, love you. And the people above me were all in the military, Navy SEALs, Marines. And I could have, with another 20 points, I would have taken 3rd place. So that was a PR that I was very proud of. And I brought everything to that PR. And I was sweating. There's puddles of sweat down on my mat on either side. I was just like a beast. Now, another thing was I was not sore the next day. Drink the water, take your vitamins. But then what happened was my 75th day. It's my 75th day. I'm here. Do not slip up on your 75th day. You could totally slip up on your 75th day. I was aware as all hell on that day. I am not effing up. So my last ride, my last workout for my 75 hard program, I had committed to myself that I was going to ride the bike because it was like my champion. It was my horse, man. I was going to ride the bike and I was going to crush my PR that day. I was going to crush it. So I come home at night after a long day at work. I did my outside workout the morning and I come home. I'm eating dinner, going to do a light dinner because I know I'm going to have a hard ride. I stand next to my bike and I'm going to ride. I don't know who's going to be in my pack. I have no clue who's going to be in my pack, but I'm going to ride. And I know that whenever I get on this bike, this ride is going to be the best I've ever done. I was going to crush my PR. I'd already had that intention. I had that vision. I had that focus, and I was scared because that previous PR was badass. It was epic. It was the best I'd ever done. And I did not know how I was going to crush it. So my competition on that last ride was myself. That last ride, my competition was me. And boy, was she a hard competitor, but I did it. I had a lot. In fact, there was one probably a 2 to 3 minute stretch where I'm going so hard that I said nothing but fuck the whole time. Fuck, screaming it. Because everything in me was mounting for the win. And I knew before I got on that bike that I had to have an intention that was a strong vision, one that would be that thread that pulls me through. Whenever you're going through your life and you're doing something, what I've learned that you're doing something that scares you, something that is going to have you turn into a version of yourself you don't even know who you are yet because you haven't experienced that person yet. There has to be a strategy. You need a strategy. You need to challenge yourself. And 75 Hard will give you plenty of that. But I knew my strategy on that ride had to be, I needed to come out of the gate. I needed to crush her and be ahead of her 10 points as soon as possible. And I knew that previous version of myself, the one that had the PR that was existing, it was 363, that I needed to crush that PR and I had to do it as fast as possible. I needed to stay 10 points ahead of her or more to make that happen. And I didn't know how. I just knew that was a strategy. So I did. I came out hard out of the saddle, 90 resistance, going hard, straight up the mountain. And I'd already warmed up off the mat. And I did that. And I stayed. So there were times where she was at 7. She was as close as 7 to me, but I stayed ahead of her the entire frickin' ride. And was it hard? Yes. Was it worth it? Absolutely. You've got more capacity inside of you than you know. Absolutely more capacity inside of you than you know. We do not challenge ourselves in this world. Oftentimes we wait for life to challenge us. What I ask of you is challenge yourself. Take yourself to the next level. Whatever scares you, you must go toward it now. You have more capacity, more brilliance, more genius, more performance in you than you know. And the only way you will ever realize it is to challenge yourself. So I want to read to you the graduation certificate. I bought this, you buy it after you do 75 hard and you win, right? So for those that are watching on the video here on YouTube, it's a beautiful certificate holder. Absolutely. I'm proud of this shit, man. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. It feels like superhuman. I know I have more to go. I know I have more to bring. No worries there. My confidence, my solidity, my voice changed, the way I stand. Did I lose weight? Yeah, 25 pounds. It's awesome. And I'm not stopping. It's not a stopping point. It's a celebration point, and there's more. I crushed wealth goals through the program. I crushed time management goals through the program. I crushed clarity and results and leadership with my team and honesty and authenticity and communications and courage. There was so much that was birthed and expanded inside of me that I could have never expected, but I knew was ready to birth, right? So here is the graduation. I want to read this to you. On my honor, to my God, myself, and my life, I will stand by my word and take this pledge seriously, sincerely, and by my own free will, that in 75 days I have full belief, trust, and rely on myself with my confidence, developed my own worth and abilities through my newfound self-esteem, learned to forever exercise unyielding strength in the face of hardships by showing grit, changed my mindset to always show courage in pain or adversity by practicing fortitude, unshakable faith in myself and ability to follow through because of my self-worth, learned the assertion of willpower and stamina to persevere through discipline, curated confidence in my own strengths and judgment by developing self-belief. In addition, I affirm that I have faithfully performed the requirements of 75 hard exactly as the program requires with a clear conscience. I have completed the program with zero compromise and zero substitutions. In 75 days, I have become 75 hard. And you signed it, and Andy Frisella signed it. And this is a treasure for my life. What will you develop in 75 hard? Exactly what that says. And Andy gives us a little cheat sheet, and it's awesome. This is about your confidence, self-esteem, self-worth, self-belief, grit, fortitude, discipline, determination, perseverance. If that's what you want in your life more and more, do the program, read the book, commit to it. And if you slip, start over on day one. Do not stop. I've known plenty of people over this last 3 months of my journey that have started the program, slipped once, and stopped and not gotten back on the horse. And I feel sorry for them. I feel sad for them because they let the bitch voice win. I had committed to myself during the program, if there was a slip, I would simply start at day one and I keep going. When we fall, we get up, we keep going. When we fall, we get up, we keep going. There is no stopping, warriors. You find a way. It develops your resourcefulness. This program will definitely develop your time management skills, your commitment to yourself, your commitment to your word. Because will life get in the way? Hell yes. During this program, I went to conferences, I traveled, I led conferences, I went on vacation for 14 days in Montana. I had interruptions with life, with my children, with business partners, with money issues. Yes, life happens, but you don't stop keeping your word to yourself, right? I love this program. Now I'm in the Live Hard program, and the Live Hard program is the next phase. The next phase. So what do you do after 75 hard? You celebrate. You celebrate. You high five. I went out to dinner with like 12 of my buds, and I sipped on my friend Michelle's margarita because I didn't want a whole margarita because I don't want to put that stuff in my body, but I didn't want to taste it. So it was nice. Graduated next day. Let's go have some fun. So I sipped on her margarita and had enough, like just a couple sips. I'm like, yeah, that was good. I ordered a very healthy meal from a Mexican food restaurant. It was tuna, grilled tuna with a little bit of rice and some black refried beans. I did not have one chip there with any guacamole or any queso. Why? It's because I want to keep my word to myself. I'd worked so hard and developed myself. I did not want to have to go to sleep that night and say, yeah, as soon as you're off a program, then you slack. As soon as you're off a program, then look what happens to you. I didn't want to have the bitch voice win that night. I was still good to myself. I celebrated, I had fun, and I did not overindulge. I took 2 days off the program, and then I started my phase one. Now, what's different in phase one, same 5 things that are in the core program for 75 hard, but then you get to add 3 things that are going to move you or your business forward. And what I added was, let me get to it. I added producing 300 plus words of content that is going to either go into my book or into something of, mastery for my business. So it's 300 words or more of content that is actionable and usable. Then a 1 to 5 minute video that I am posting. And I've done that religiously every day for the last 15 days because I'm on day 15 of Live Hard. And to reach out to a bonfire coaching prospect and, aim at closing a sale because I wanted to get better at sales. And this is awesome. So in addition, you're going to take a 5-minute cold shower. This is, of course, phase one after you've done your 75 days and taken some time off to celebrate. And then that 5-minute cold shower. Oh, I'll do that in another episode. I'll give you some insights on how you take your cold shower. I love my 5-minute cold showers. I really do. The one that was really hard was the other day I was in Denver. We were on the top floor of this hotel. The pipes are like exposed. I could hear the wind coming through. I was like, oh man. And that cold water in that shower was colder than I think I've ever felt. Oh my God. It was like icy cold. And I was like, I can do this. I can do this. Yeah, I'll give you insights on how to take a 5-minute cold shower, full body. It's not like your toes in or your ankle in or your arms in. That's BS. That's cheating. That is wimpy. No, I am full in the shower, the water hitting my head, going all the way down my body, full in, then turn around, full front, full back, everywhere, just doing it. And then I meditate in it. And it's so awesome. And then the other thing that's new here is that you do 10 minutes of visualization every day. And the truth is, once I'm in my 10 minutes, I want it to go for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's a powerful experience and I love it. My friend, Mike Cam, I'm in one of his masterminds, and today he challenged us to a gratitude exercise, and I'm in. So I'm adding another thing. I'm going to go harder. The reason why I'm developing my freaking self, man. You can't do this on the sidelines. You can't do it thinking you're developing yourself, watching Netflix, eating chips, eating ice cream. I'm sorry, but we know. And for those of us that this resonates with, you'll do it. You'll become your warrior because you have a lot more to give this world. You have a lot more to give this world. And for those that are chosen, those that have this calling inside themselves, you'll resonate, you'll take action because you know this is true. Do not allow whenever your floor becomes your ceiling to be as good as it gets. No, there's more. There's always more. And it's a beautiful thing. It's absolutely beautiful. I love who I am. Yes, my body's shifted. I'm so happy. I'm getting into skinny pants again. And then also, my leadership qualities, I'm growing myself there and I'm extremely happy there. My productivity with my businesses, with myself, with my relationships, with my finances, with my word to myself is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm grateful for all of that. And to have my partner in crime, my partner in 75 Hard, Jackie, alongside, I highly recommend if you can get a buddy. And if that person happens to be your romantic partner, even better. We have learned so much together and she supported me. She's helped me not slip. Oh my God, I almost slipped. I took our grandson out to, we both took our grandson out to like a really cool thing. It's called the Color Factory. And so we're going to just go have fun with Sage. He's 9 years old. And I was like, I think it was like day 9, right? And so we're in the Color Factory, and I don't know why they do this, but at every freaking room, they have a free dessert. They have a free dessert. Now I committed to no sugar. I committed to no sugar. None, right? None. So I go in and we're in the lobby, and they have free mochi. Mochi. I love mochi. That ice cream stuff covered in that like little doughy floury thing, and it tastes like a different flavor. And Sage, you get mochi from like sushi restaurants, right? It's like this little Japanese ice cream treat. And so I'm like, I love mochi. And Sage loves mochi. He loves sushi. That's another story. Do not introduce your kids to sushi too early. It gets really expensive. And so I go over to this cart, and I'm like, oh, free mochi. And I asked Sage, what flavor do you want? And he wanted chocolate. I'm not a chocolate fan. And I asked the lady, well, what flavor do you like the best? And she goes, I really like mango. I'm like, yeah, mango sounds great. And so she's going to hand me this mochi in a cellophane wrapper. I would have had to open the wrapper. And Jackie goes, what are you doing? And I look at her, I'm like, what? And she goes, Tina Marie, what are you doing? I'm like, oh my God. I was completely in hypnotized sugar mochi land. And I guarantee, I'm hoping that I would have woken up on my own, but I may not have woken up on my own. She said, it's funny because she said, you were going to reach for that mochi and you were going to have it in your hand. And she had already visualized she was going to knock that clear across the room out of my hands. And she would have. But that's why you want support. You want support. You want people on your side. You want to share with people what you're doing, because people keep us honest. The really great support people in our lives will help keep us honest, and we need that support. So that's another thing that you learn through the program, is asking for help and sharing your true intention and not letting yourself off the hook. This is about your own integrity. This is your soul alignment, right? So I wanted to share this today, and hopefully you've walked away with some either inspiration, motivation, or some insights. And if you have any more questions about it, because I have done the program and I'm open to sharing, what diet powder am I using? Because I have a meal replacement. I use Kachava, absolutely amazing. How do I track my water? How do I, keep my performance going? How do I manage life through this and do everything? If you have any questions, please do reach out to me. You can find me on Facebook, Coach Tina Marie. And you can find me, just look for Bonfire Coaching, bonfirecoaching.com. All the things there for social media leads to me and leads to our firm. I'm here for you. And here at Light Your Life, we want you to do just that. We're no longer going to be sitting on the sidelines. There's not enough time for that. We do not have enough time in our life, because there's so much calling within you. You know what you're here. Your destiny's calling. And sometimes we just need to sit and be still and listen to what destiny has for us. And so it's another episode, by the way, how to be still and know, right? So I'm Tina Marie St.Cyr. I love you. I honor you. I respect you. And thank you for listening to this podcast, because I know why you do it is because you know that there's more inside your life that you're ready to bring across the board, be it developing a business, developing a career, becoming an amazing leader, understanding how you become that great human being that you want to be, and be able to smile in the mirror and say, I'm a pretty damn badass, awesome person, right? And you know it, and you can smile yourself to sleep. That's what I want for you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy and your appreciation. Leave comments. I love comments from you guys. And then also, please do share this with other people so that they can also learn. And I will be with you next time here on the Light Your Life podcast. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day.